If you've just been admitted or about to fly to Georgia, or if you have recently arrived as a new student, then this guide is specially made for you. See, the thing is, when I came to Tbilisi for the first time, it was a completely new experience for me. I came from Saudi Arabia, by the way, so you can imagine how different everything was. The legal system, visas, transportation, banks, and so many other things. I made my share of mistakes and learned from them, so I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did at the beginning. So relax and watch, because I will walk you through everything from the airport to being self-sufficient. After completing this video, you will be confident enough to do everything by yourself if you don't already have an agent to assist you. Also consider joining the WhatsApp group where all students in Tbilisi come together to help each other. Hi, this has been Mushtaq from Al-Furas. I'm a final year medical student at TSU. This is the English version of my Arabic channel where I discuss education and career abroad. So if this interests you, consider subscribing. First of all, welcome to Tbilisi. If you open your Wi-Fi at the airport after arrival, you will know that Tbilisi already loves you. Yes, that's a public Wi-Fi name. It's not very reliable or fast, but you can use it to text your family and let them know that you have arrived safely. Now, at the passport control, if you already have a student visa, your entry should go smoothly. However, sometimes immigration officers may ask you some basic questions, and you should answer them properly. When you expect these questions, you will do just fine. There have been a few instances where students got deported, and not knowing basic information about the university was among the reasons. Nothing to panic about, just make sure you know why you are entering Georgia. They may ask about your university's name, the city it's located in, why you chose that university, why you chose Georgia in the first place, the duration of your study program, where you will be living, and if you've ever visited Georgia before, if you have any relatives here, or if you came from a country other than your home country, and are you willing to go back? These are pretty basic questions, so nothing to worry about. I'm mentioning this so you don't get a surprised look on your face when they question you. After passing through the passport control, you will collect your baggage, and in rare cases, the customs department may ask you to open your bags for some reasons. Once I brought some fresh mangoes for my Georgian friends because they argued that the mangoes are not delicious, so I decided to show them the real fresh mango, not those store-bought, tasteless, expensive, useless scraps. So the customs officers made me open the bags. They saw the mangoes and smiled and let me go. Alright, so now you're officially in Georgia. You should probably exchange some of your money to get Georgian lari and buy a SIM card. You can get the SIM card from the airport and activate the high-speed internet. It's pretty straightforward. There are many providers, but I prefer Makti for its good coverage and high-speed internet. But I also use second SIM from Selfie because of its almost free internet bundles. If you came from a Gulf country, you will be surprised by how cheap the internet is here. In Saudi Arabia, I used to pay nearly $100 for 1 month of unlimited internet. Now here, I'm paying less than $20 for 3 months of unlimited internet. How cool is that? A very important alert about money exchange. Always make sure there is no commission. Unless there is a clear sign stating 0% commission, ask them verbally if there is any commission. And before signing any papers they may give you, check how much you'll receive. I got scammed once and paid 20% commission in my first year. The paper I signed mentioned the total exchange price in bold, and the cashier pinned a small receipt on top of what mentioned the commission in small letters and in Georgian language. So I saw the price in bold, it matched my calculation, and I signed. The scam passed through me successfully, and to my surprise, I received 20% less. When I asked her, she simply showed me the paper I signed with the small receipt stating 20% commission. She did it intentionally and did it very well, so just be careful. To make sure you are getting the best price, compare it with the national exchange rate, or compare between the buying price and selling price. The difference should not be more than 0.02 lari. Before we proceed further, let me introduce you to some essential apps. The first app I suggest is Google Lens. Yes. You can simply point it at any Georgian text and instantly get the translation. It's that easy. For taxis, you can use Yandex or Bolt. Yandex is usually cheaper, but many students prefer Bolt because it offers a bit more safety and better drivers. If you don't have someone to pick you up from the airport, it's better to use the app. It's way cheaper than regular airport taxi, and you can pinpoint exactly where you want to go. For food delivery, you are probably already flooded with Wolt and Glovo ads. For public transport, I use Google Maps and Tbilisi Live Bus app. If you came from a country like Saudi Arabia where public transport isn't common, the bus section on Google Maps might be new to you. Just choose your destination, click directions, go to the transport tab, and you will see all the bus and metro options that will get you there. The other app I recommend to install, and I always use it as a complementary app to Google Maps, is the Tbilisi Live Bus app. This app will show you exactly when a bus is arriving at a bus stop. I use it only to decide whether I should walk or sprint to the bus stop. Some say Yandex Map is more accurate, but I'm fine with Google Maps. For communications, along with WhatsApp, Viber is widely used in Georgia, so if you've never used it, maybe now it's a good time to install it. All of my apartment owners used only Viber. Oh, and Facebook. It's almost mandatory here in Georgia. I've never met a Georgian who doesn't use Facebook. Some institutions even use it as their official announcement platform. In fact, I had to create my account while sitting in the lobby of the university during my first week. I never liked it or used it before. Yeah, also there are a lot of useful Facebook groups for students and people are very helpful there. So you should definitely join those groups too. Other apps, you will download them as you need them, like mobile banking app, network service provider app, parking apps, and so on. Now, before we continue with the accommodation part, please smash that like button if you're finding value in this video. It would help me a lot and help the algorithm to find the people who are interested in this topic. Also join the WhatsApp group where you can meet other students in Tbilisi and offer or ask for help and hang out. Great, now you're probably in your hotel looking for a suitable apartment. Unless you came here with an agent, you're on your own. There are several ways to find an apartment, but believe me, it's not easy to do it yourself if you are new here. First, you can search on listing websites. The most famous one is myhome.ga. You can use filters to narrow down the listings. At first glance, it looks straightforward, but things get complicated when you start making calls. First of all, most apartment owners don't speak English. They speak either Georgian or Russian. And most apartment listings that are 3 or 4 days old are already taken. Even if you're lucky enough to find an owner who speaks English and has an available apartment, there's a good chance they might refuse you based on your race, gender, or nationality. Yes, unfortunately that's true. This happened to many students last year when apartment prices skyrocketed suddenly. So unless the apartment price is disproportionately high, you may find it difficult to get a reasonably priced apartment in good condition and a good location if you are doing it alone. But if you came through an agency like Admissionex LLC, which happens to be the sponsor of this video, you can relax, explore the city while they take care of this issue. Admissionex LLC is an official registered company in Georgia that helps students from around the world to get admission in different countries including Georgia, Turkey, and Malaysia. Admissionex also provides local services for new students in Georgia including airport pickup, bank account setup, campus visits, city tour, accommodation solutions, and assistance with student visas and ID cards. Visit admissionex.com to learn more about the services. If you don't want to rent an apartment and prefer to stay in a hostel, you can find them on booking.com or on Facebook. Or you can contact Admissionex too for that reason. You can also negotiate the price if you plan to stay for an extended period. Actually, I forgot to talk about opening a bank account. You need to open a bank account to apply for a student ID. And it's much easier if you're over 18. TBC Bank used to be the easiest and fastest option, but now they have some regulations and fees involved. So Bank of Georgia would probably be a better option. Some nationalities nowadays finding difficulties in opening a bank account. So try different banks, you will find one that can help. All set. Now let's move on to the most important part, your visa or student ID card. The packages of Admissionex LLC include this service for local students. But if you want to do it yourself, no worries. I'm going to guide you step by step how to do it. Many students lacking guidance make a mistake by applying too late for the ID card. One of the conditions for your application to be accepted is that you must have at least 40 legal days in Georgia to submit the application. Otherwise, you'll have to apply for a visa extension or get another visa, which is more costly and time consuming. So try to apply for the ID card as soon as you can secure the required documents. So what are those documents? You're applying for a student ID card, right? So the first document you need is the university statement that mentions your faculty and the expected year of graduation. This document will be issued by your university only after you've paid the tuition fees for the semester. A quick note here, private universities usually require full year tuition fee payment before issuing this document. You can pay the fees by international transfer from your home country, which may take a week, or you may also pay by local transfer, which takes 24 hours. Some universities like TSU offer a direct payment as a bill from mobile banking. If you pay as a bill, the money will reflect in your portal almost immediately. Even though your tuition fee is in USD, some universities require you to pay in lari if you are paying locally. Remember, the exchange rate of lari fluctuates a lot. So my advice is to check the national bank rate and exchange it where you get the best price. Then make the payment immediately to avoid currency fluctuations. Also avoid payments after 3 p.m. Try to do it in the morning hours so that your payment will be received in the same day. A piece of advice. Always keep a copy of your tuition fee receipts for all the payments you make. You can simply download the receipts from the mobile banking. Great, you've got your university statement. Now it's time to create a bank statement that should cover your living expenses for at least a year. When you apply for the TRC for the first time, you will usually get it for only a year. But some nationalities get it for the entire duration of their studies from the first application. Anyway, since you are applying for the first time, make sure you have at least $2,000 or more in your bank statement. When you apply for the second time, try to show a bank statement of $8,000 to $10,000 to ensure you get the TRC until your graduation. Another important note here. You must apply to renew your TRC within the last 90 days, but before 40 days before it expires. So you must have 40 legal days to apply. For example, if your ID is expiring on December 30, your application window will start in October, and you must apply before mid-November. I hope that's clear. The best way not to forget is to set a reminder on your calendar with high priority and even email notifications. You will also need to translate your passport into Georgian language and notarize it. You can do this at any translation service provider in Tbilisi with the price ranging from 30 to 50 lari. Now that you have the university statement, the bank statement, and the translated passport, you can visit Public Service Hall and submit your application. Remember that these statements should ideally be used within 10 days. Also, don't forget to take your original passport with you. The good news is that everyone speaks English at Public Service Hall, so you won't get lost. When you enter the venue, you will see photo booths. Take an electronic picture and keep the receipt with the barcode. Then go to the information desk and tell them that you want to apply for TRC. They will give you a waiting number and an area number. Go to your designated area and wait for your turn. Once you're there, hand in the required documents and explain that you want to apply for the TRC. They will provide a simple form for you to fill out on the spot. If everything is done properly, you will receive a paper with your application number and code. Make sure all the information is correct and sign the paper. Then they will ask you to pay the processing fee, which ranges from 300 to 600 lari depending how quickly you want it to be processed. You can choose between 10 days, 20 days, or 30 days. That's it, buddy. You are done for today. Now wait until the decision-making date. You'll receive a text message from STA or PSH. Never ignore those messages. Once a positive decision is made, you have to visit the Public Service Hall again to apply for printing your card, which will cost you around 60 lari. In this step, you will need to provide a notarized document for your legal address, or your apartment owner should accompany you. Another common way is to buy a legal address from an external source, which will cost you around $100. After 10 days, come and receive your TRC, but before that, you have to like this video and share it with all your new classmates. Come on, don't keep it to yourself. Share the video in students groups so that they can benefit too. Now, just enjoy your studies and your life in Georgia. By now, you probably know that it's quite easy to live in Georgia without learning the local language. However, for better performance in practical classes, my advice is to learn the language anyway. I'm going to leave you with few words about public transportation. For the metro and bus, you can pay with your bank card or buy a separate transport card, which you can get from any metro station. The other option is you can buy a subscription card, which is a good way to save money if you use public transport frequently. With the subscription card, you won't pay more than a lari per day and you can use it up to 20 times a day. But as a student, you should get the student card from Express Bank. You can order it online or from any Bank of Georgia terminal. You will be able to collect your card from any Express Bank branch, which can be found in all metro stations. With this student card, you will pay only 0.2 lari instead of 1 lari, so you will get an 80% discount instantly. Plus, you'll receive discounts at some places with entry fees. So make sure to get this card as soon as you can. So yeah, you've made it to the end, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. See you in the comments.